Good afternoon. Today is Packy's 54th birthday. Do you ever think of Packy? I am cursed that way. I think of him often, and it breaks my heart to think of how he is still isolated with TB, still confined to a small, by elephant standards, habitat. I think of the last time I saw Packy, 3 years ago, when he was first diagnosed with TB and started his drug regimen. I will never forget his horribly haggard expression, the way he paced in a small circle over and over, how utterly sick and depressed he looked. In all his years on this earth, Packy has never had a chance to roam for miles on grasslands, or forage on trees, or choose his friends, or bond with other males in a bachelor herd, all things that elephants must do in order to be healthy and happy. I recently visited Paws Sanctuary in Northern California. What a difference from the elephant habitat at the zoo. 2,400 acres of lush grass, lagoons, and rolling hills, hills that provide the elephants their first opportunity to climb and strengthen their bodies, all in a mild climate suited to African and Asian elephants. The quiet was one of the first things you noticed. The elephants are the only ones making any noise. They happily trumpet away. Nicholas emits a low rumble like a cat's purring. You seldom, if ever, hear any trumpeting at the zoo. All you hear are screaming kids and the constant deafening sounds of zoo visitors and the loud music from the zoo concerts, all which are painful to an elephant's sensitive ears. I saw Prince sleeping in the sun. Prince was born at the Oregon Zoo, sold to a circus, and now happily retired at Paws Sanctuary. He loves to be outdoors. In fact, after all his years spent penned up inside boxcars and inside a zoo enclosure, he is reluctant to go indoors. He still exhibits some stereotypical behavior, a residue of his captivity, but he is making enormous progress, and his life is dramatically different from Packy's. Today I ask you, all of you, to think about Packy, to think of how he could have a chance to live his life in a serene and beautiful sanctuary. All you have to do is call Ed Stewart at Paws and ask if he will take Packy. I urge you to do it for Packy's 54 years of providing entertainment to the public, for his 54 years of serving as the poster child for the zoo's breeding program, for his 54 years of confinement and lack of freedom, and for his giant heart, which despite all the infirmities he suffers from, still beats on. Let it beat on inside a place where he can for the first time experience his life with some semblance of what he would experience as a wild elephant. Do it to show the community that you have a heart. Free Packy now.
Hi, I'm Marge Green, and I'm here on behalf of the Oregon Zoo elephants, particularly Packy. And I think everything that you need to really think about has just been said here. We've been coming here a long time and giving you facts about elephants and how they really need certain things to thrive. I don't see anything up there at the new enclosure other than food and water. It would be great for humans to go out and sunbathe on the sand, but for an elephant, that's just not the case here. And either there's one of two things going on. Either nobody here or at the zoo really knows about elephants and what's required for them to thrive, or you really don't care. And that's the thing that we're afraid of, is that you really don't care. It appears to be like a puppy mill. One puppy dies, oh well, we'll just have some more. We'll just get some more. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter their needs. They keep them in wire cages where they circle all day long. The elephants, if you see an elephant in the wild and you put these elephants in the zoo next to them, it's a completely different vibration and interpretation of their spirit. And if you go to the zoo and you look at those elephants, you can see they are not happy. They are not thriving. They're merely existing, eating and drinking every day. Okay, yeah. That's what they do with prisoners and incarcerated. You know, you give them food and water every day and they walk in circles. It's exactly what's going on up at the Oregon Zoo for the elephants. Not to say that that is not a nice enclosure for them, but not for elephants in particular. And if there was really a bond between the zookeeper and the elephants, the zookeeper would not be carrying a bullhook. Okay? That's a fact. And if you read up a little bit, maybe you want to check out some books and really start reading about elephants, you'll discover a whole new life there that you never knew, because obviously, like I said, either you don't care or you don't know, one of the two. So anyway, I think it's all been said. We've been coming before you for a long time, and we bring facts. We don't just, you know, pick something out of the sky. So you might want to think about it. You probably made your mind up, because it's better for you to go along with what's happening now, which is really a shame. And for Packy, no one has seen him in 3 years. There's speculation that either he's horrifically deteriorated, which I hate to think about that, because the last time we saw him, he was looking pretty bad. He's either deteriorated or he's not with us any longer. One of the two. So, thank you.
My name is Janine Heineman. And I wish to tell you what shockingly poor representatives of your city's wishes you all have been, in my opinion. I received word that the zoo is abandoning the elephant sanctuary that was, at least explicitly implied in the 2008 bond. A quote from the Oregonian says it all. Instead, Metro officials said, the council's resolution supporting the bond measure had called only for investigating the feasibility of an off-site center. Okay, so you're playing with words and votes and ultimately our monies to get what you wanted to really do for the zoo in the first place. You made it a Disneyland knockoff. Auditoriums, education centers, gardens, everything but an elephant sanctuary. The articles have quoted Metro as saying the sanctuary is no longer feasible. So you put all those flashy bells and whistles in the zoo and are again ignoring the needs of the elephants. I feel we've been cheated, lied to, manipulated, and stolen from. There was also an article that appears to have disappeared, reading that Metro stated there was very little opposition to pulling the sanctuary plug. That's news to me, as I've been coming to these meetings for years, and you always have a full house of people trying to register their dissent with you. Not any longer. We have broken spirits now, but I have taken off early from work, losing money, as I'm sure others have as well, to come here to plead the elephant's case. It really is that important. I have sat here while people have offered to pay your ticket to the Tennessee Elephant Sanctuary so you can see what taking care of animals really looks like. Yet, not only is the sanctuary not happening, but now your spin doctors are saying that no one is concerned that it's not happening. That's not true. I am obviously a proponent of the sanctuary. I also become very irate when my government plays with words to get my vote. And I bristle at my money being spent in ways of which I do not approve. However, I would put all of that aside if your zoo, not my zoo, not Portland Zoo, you have shown that this is your zoo, would take better care of its animals. The nightmares that your animals have endured at your hands, really, are repulsive, and you ought to be ashamed. How many animals have suffered abuse and even perversion and died under your watch? Yet your collective arrogance prevents you from accepting the offers of sanctuaries all over the United States to heal what you have harmed. Truthfully, I don't know how any of you can sleep at night, but I do know that karma is one hell of a boomerang. You know you're on the wrong side of right when even Bob Barker shakes his head at you. Peel back the layers. Portland is not the progressive city it presents itself to be. It's rotten inside.
My name is Nancy Shaw. Two of the wonderful elephants born in Portland, Oregon, Sabu and Prince, have and do live at the Art 2000 Sanctuary in Galt, California. Sabu was born October 1st, 1982, Tutunga and Hanako. This baby was almost 2 years old when sent to Venice Ringling Brothers Circus in Florida. We now know just how little and young this baby male elephant was. Prince was born May 24th, 1987, to Doc and me too. This baby male, not even 1.5 years old, was sent to the same circus. How shameful. This practice repeated itself time and time again. Remember how the zoo had to buy Lily to save her from being shipped off? The public was outraged. This is proof opinions do change over the years, slow but sure. Free the Oregon Zoo Elephants organization is on the right side of history. I have given you 3 video titles to watch on YouTube of Sabu and 2 titles of Prince. First one, Sabu arrives at ARC 2000, musical elephants, moving Sabu to a new barn, and Sabu in memoriam. The ones of Prince are the arrival of Prince, Prince paws Asian bull elephant. Sabu succumbed to the effects of severe arthritis in multiple joints, January 11th, 2012. He was a gentle giant. Thank goodness Prince is living the life in sunny California. Send Packy to enjoy his last few days in luxury and sunshine. Do the right thing.
Thank you. And I want to thank you for sharing your perspective on Packy